A message that I want to share with Twin Flames is that there is a very important point of time in your life where you will cease to give your power away to other people. And this is when you will be able to see through the karmic connections, the energy vampires, as in anybody, where you're not able to understand the separateness of emotions. If you also get pulled into somebody else's emotional state and you lose your centeredness, such behaviors often come from codependence that is experienced as a child. You would overcome giving your power away to others, so you will stop putting people on a pedestal, including definitely teachers, coaches, everybody. This is not a journey where you give your power away to someone. It's a journey where you come back to claim your own power. So even when you work with anybody, they don't have necessarily all the answers for you. It's more like a redirection for you to find your own answers that are good for you in that moment. Why am I saying this? Because it's very easy for us to expect that we will be given a pill, we'll do this course, we'll do this, and we'll get to the other side of it, or something like that. But your truth, as you go along in the journey, your experiences are very unique to you. And your soul may be taking different, what seem to be detours, just to teach you something, just to end a certain pattern in your energy, just to sort of make you aware of something unconsciously that you've been doing since childhood. So sometimes you can go through a very painful experience or a very controlling situation to claim your own power. It's constantly dancing between contrasts. So the contrast of darkness, the contrast of powerlessness, helplessness, being abused, feeling like a victim, and you emerge from it the exact opposite. Very powerful, very aware of who you are, understanding control and not giving into being controlled, as well as not being interested in controlling others. That also comes from your experience of what it was like to not have that perception of sovereignty, which is your divine truth. So karmic connections are always about, they hold a mirror to you to see where you give your power away. So if you don't step into your authenticity, which happens through deep integration of the shadows are where we step out of authenticity. And shadows are parts of us that we have, in some sense, thrown into the darkness because they were very difficult to accept. When we are children, we go through stuff, we don't have obviously the faculties to process it, so we send certain experiences, memories, you can even say parts of our mind, into a kind of a dark place where we don't want to access them, and we create false personalities. This is all coming from psychological research and also my own personal experience with looking at my mind and working with so many people. This is how it actually happens. And we create these masks, okay, that give us a sense of balance, a sense of stability, and we operate from this sense of stability. We always want to be cultured, civilized. We want to be perceived in a certain way, right? When you come on the journey, your twin triggers you, and you cannot harmonize your connection within energetically, and definitely your connection on the outside, unless you have integrated your shadows. It means that those parts within you, that pain within you that is suppressed, it will come up and it has to be felt. And whatever is called self-love on the journey, self-love is essentially a core part of self-love, is to integrate your shadows, to accept yourself, to know, okay, I went through this experience and I accept it, I acknowledge it. It brings peace to you when you do that, and you move forward in the journey in a more authentic way. Now suddenly there is no need for you to wear that mask that was compensating for that pain that to the child you felt like it was going to be extremely destabilizing. So through this process, what I've shared with you is very deep. Through this process, you claim your power back. you suddenly realize there was no need for me to give my power away. I am a sovereign, independent being. And then naturally, your karmic connections, they start to dissolve, because there is nothing in your vibration that is manifesting as the karmic controlling situation that you may be in, whether it's a job where you feel helpless, where you don't like it and you believe that you have to be there, or it's some other connection in your life, a friendship or a dysfunctional family setup that you may still be feeding all your energy into and feeling very depleted. You become aware of energy vampires, which are essentially about people where you get triggered by their certain behaviors. This trigger needn't be a positive or a necessarily very negative trigger, but it's almost sometimes also masked, where you keep feeding your energy flow into somebody's victim consciousness. You keep being a problem solver for people around you who don't want to have a solution focus, or you keep getting trapped into the narrative of other people, constantly not being able to just say no, not being able to realize what you really authentically want. You're so afraid of that codependence comes through dysfunction. And see, one very important thing is, we are born in the matrix. The matrix is a false illusion of separateness. It's a false illusion of our victimhood. It's a false illusion of helplessness, that we don't have a choice. And very importantly, it's the most false illusion is the illusion that we are incomplete. So, a great sage, Adi Shankaracharya, said that any activity is actually born out of the false illusion that we have, the false connection that we have, that we are incomplete. So we constantly act to prove our worth. And see this from when you are a child. You're born like perfectly happy, and you are so much in sync with your soul. Your soul remembers what you'd gone through, what you were like as a soul in that astral plane before you were born, and all of that. But then what happens is the conditioning takes over. Suddenly the matrix gives you this heavy, dense cloud of energy that you start breathing into, right? And this cloud of energy, you start to get this idea that you're incomplete. And now to overcome this incompletion, you must be in perpetual activity. Okay, so you build more and more and more and more and more, and that inner incompletion, it builds more and more experiences. You attract similar experiences that make you feel you're incomplete, you're less. You have to prove your worth, you have to make that much, you have to do this, you have to look like this, you must be better than somebody else. You must compare your body or your face to other people, especially women tend to have that a lot, right? You're made to believe that you are less than someone else, or your credential only lies in your looks or your money or some other worth. Also your intelligence, your degrees, your qualification, your job, your property. It can be anything, when that is a whole big illusion, because that's not true. That's really not who you are. So you get into this trap. It feels like a trap that you're not even aware of. When you come on the journey, you're actually triggered to exit this trap, because this trap is false. And remember, the trap is not necessarily external, but it is more internal, in your belief systems, in your patterns, in that part within you which is hidden in the darkness. To compensate for that pain that you suppressed, new parts emerge, like four personalities and masks that you started to wear emerged. Those masks are collapsing. So that is why it becomes painful. There is no point in fixating on the 3D twin flame, okay? It's all within you. The interesting thing is that you have a shared consciousness. So what you will be ascending and what you will be releasing from your consciousness is going to get reflected in your twin flame as well. But most people, when they're approaching the journey, sometimes they feel that they know they are one, they've heard this, that they are one. They may have experienced the oneness in some instances as well, but they still believe in the separation, which means that they still think that the energy is separate from them, that they blame the twin flame, or they have expectations from the 3D counterpart, that when the 3D counterpart doesn't show up in a certain way which is useful for my ego, I cannot accept them. or they are showing less than exemplary behavior and it's their fault, I deserve better. You go into this false narrative of high self-esteem that you build, which is another sort of a, it may sound very triggering, but to not be able to accept people as they are is very egoic in nature. So it may seem like a good judgment call that you're making, but essentially it's not really, your discretionary sense. Discretion is very different from judging other people and all of that. So the mind will always give you, because the mind is a product of the matrix, it will always give you the same separateness over and over and over, and it will also make you feel that you're powerless. And you sometimes come on the journey and you may find teachers, coaches, messages, etc., where again, because this pattern of powerlessness has not been overcome within you, you still somewhere believe someone else will have answers for me. That's really not what it is, and then you can fall into the trap of thinking that someone else's guidance or hand holding is going to deliver this to me, and I have to spend a lot of money into coming into union. Means I have to spend thousands and thousands of dollars and buy very expensive courses, and I have to do this, I have to do that, when really I'm telling you the simplest and the most powerful, the most authentic things for you are the ones that resonate with your heart. And very often spiritual guidance that speaks to you in your heart is very simple. So it's important for you to look at the journey spiritually. It's important for you to be in the spiritual centered self that you are, so that you can even disintegrate your shadows, and in some sense integrate those parts of you that you have suppressed. All of that needs a certain meditative awareness. Even to do shadow work, it's not a psychological endeavor, it's not talk therapy that works. It needs a certain awareness which allows you a separation from your mental and emotional body, which comes from meditativeness. So overall, I just wanted to remind you that a divine feminine energy is very powerful. Like Durga, for instance, is a representation of the divine feminine energy, and she sits on top of a lion. And lion is, very symbolic of strength, courage, resilience, of fearlessness. So all these energies are a part of the divine feminine energy. She is a very powerful being. So don't give your power away to anybody. Even when you seek assistance, it's never about, I went to a tarot card reader who will confirm to me if I'm a twin flame, or I've been on the journey for whatever number of years, but this tarot card reader told me it's not my journey, or it's not like this, or someone else is selling me something which needs a very, very heavy investment of my time, money, energy, and they seem to be, having all the answers or something like that. You must use your discretion. Twin flames are not meant to be powerless. They are not meant to be subservient to anyone like this. And you're not meant to believe in any other, person, in the sense where you think that they know more than my own inner wisdom. Every guidance, every message, every video, everything that you do on your journey, it should just make you go very, very deep within yourself and help you connect back with your own inner authentic wisdom. That is the difference, right? So any knowledge that you get, it's like anything that you read, even in the Matrix, for instance, news is so extremely agenda driven, right? We all know that, okay, there'll be some side that will have one opinion and it'll only give you the news from that opinion, right? And the other side will only give you the news from that opinion. And we know what parameters, they meet, and what are the other sort of the group that they support and the related groups to that they are always going to support. So news has become extremely agenda driven. You don't even know the truth. Now anymore, you cannot question the truth. But it's a good thing for a twin flame, because they go beyond this illusion of duality, this illusion of this is good and that is bad, because they start understanding that their own innate spiritual wisdom is what will present to them the real truth that actually matters. And to not get involved into picking sides all the time, or denouncing something or accepting only one thing. it ends up being a trap. So similar to that, this is the power that you must also exert in spiritual truths in the twin flame community as well, including for when you're watching this video. Only follow what resonates with your heart. Not to undermine yourself is very important. If you have come awake on the twin flame journey, it was because you were meant to come awake on the journey. You don't even know the power that you have. And sometimes we willingly give our power away because we somewhere have that shadow, aspect of feeling very helpless, which gives us these negative scenarios, negative consequences that may happen, fear-driven energy of what will really happen if I truly, in some sense, for lack of a better word, emancipate myself. In some sense, what will really happen if I know my own power? We are very happy to loan our power away because in some sense, sometimes that power meant safety. So in conventional marriages, in conventional situations, job situations, you believe that the false safety that you feel, the limited sense of safety that you feel by being a part of that situation, that community, maybe that religion, that control group, okay, that marriage or that job or something like that, you feel that safety, you're happy to receive that safety by sacrificing all of your individual power. And it is so deep that you have to go here with your awareness. Your awakened awareness will tell you that you never have to leverage your freedom to feel safety. And in fact, your twin flame journey also teaches you the importance of freedom. It teaches you to love your twin unconditionally, to give them the freedom to be who they are, right? You learn it the hard way, but it becomes very easy for you to do this because you yourself respect, value your own personal freedom. You come to do that, right? You see the individual power that you hold. So this is a little bit about power. And one image that was coming to my mind was, when I was in 5th standard in my school, in the science exhibition, we all had to present some experiment, as many of you will know. You would have the same things in your schools. So the experiment that I did at that time was this parrot and a cage. And in the drawing, the parrot was on the left side and the cage was on the right side. And in between, you actually had to keep a small cardboard thing, like a cardboard card of sorts, and you had to put your nose at the edge of that card and then look towards the center, and the illusion will show you that the parrot had moved into the cage. If you're not aware of this experiment, maybe you can look it up. It's probably there online. Children often do it, for science exhibitions and science competitions and stuff. This is exactly what the truth is, that the matrix makes us believe that we are a parrot in the cage because we are looking from that illusory eye. We're looking from eyes that are not able to see clearly because they've been conditioned so much. The entire energy around us, even the field of vision is dense, right? But in truth, in reality, when you become objective and you take a step back and you actually see the image from a distance, you clearly can see that the parrot is not in the cage. You are actually free, right? So this is what I wanted to share with you, that somebody had even asked me a question about karmic connections that they are experiencing in the journey as a divine feminine. So this is just some food for thought. And how deep can you go here with yourself? How honest can you be with yourself? And how brave are you to look at your pain and allow your pain to be without being afraid of the pain? And that is a process in itself. That's not an overnight process, because the fear of the pain is very egoic. It's not to beat yourself up if you're afraid, but just to become aware of that, yes, I am afraid of looking at my pain. That still binds me to this timeline, that still binds me to this illusion of helplessness, this illusion of powerlessness, this illusion of safety that I feel by still subscribing to certain situations in my life where I feel I have no way out, when in reality I actually do have my way out. And even if this feels very difficult to you, if this feels like absolutely I can't do this, I'm scared, I don't want to, then I would just say you can have a very deep surrender. Because when you have a deep surrender and a deep allowing for the divine energy to overcome, to sort of overtake your entire life, naturally you awaken to your higher energy. Naturally, the higher flow delivers you where you need to be delivered to. And if you have no resistance for that, then naturally this whole thing takes over, and naturally you're okay. So this is one more aspect for you to think about. If you have very deep surrender, you don't have to do anything. But if you're triggered on the journey and all of this is bothering you, then use your awareness. Become aware of all of this pain and all the narrative, all the story, and integrate your shadow to see how freed up your energy becomes and how the illusion of control, it'll start to collapse. Right. This is all I wanted to speak about. If you wish to connect one-on-one with me, we do very deep healing work here if you need any assistance here. And I also guide you intuitively with the energy that I receive during the call. And if there is childhood, trauma, if there is childhood abuse, family dysfunction, etc. that you've experienced, then also these calls and sessions help you, because they go very deep in terms of helping you come out of those patterns that may still be playing up in your day-to-day reality. And you can also subscribe to my Patreon page. There are 2 tiers. There are lots of deep dive videos at tier 2 level and lots of videos at tier 1 level as well. So you can click on the second link for that, and to work one-on-one, you click on the first link and see the types of sessions, and then email me. I'm sending you a lot of love. Have a beautiful day.